we have the section that is Bt. What is Bt? It is a bacteria, Bacillus thuringiensis, Bt. Now, this Bacillus thuringiensis has a gene which is toxin, which is toxic. So name it Bt toxin gene. Now, this Bt toxin gene has been incorporated into the cotton plant to make that plant pest resistant, so the growth achieved, right, to protect that plant. So one of the plant that been genetically modified is the bt cotton. Now, so in the bt cotton, now in the bt cotton, so let's see. Okay, so how does it works? So bacillus thuringiensis forms protein crystals during a particular phase of their growth. It's a protein crystals. Now, so crystals is the outer covering. So these crystals contain a toxic insecticidal protein inside it. Now, this toxic insecticidal protein is present in the gut of Bacillus thuringiensis. But why does this toxin not kill the bacillus? It's toxic. It should be kill that bacteria, but actually the Bt toxin protein exist as inactive prototoxins. It's not activated, it's inactive prototoxins. But once an insect ingests the inactive toxin, it is converted into an active form of toxin due to the alkaline pH of the gut, which solubilizes the crystals. So, is the reason that the alkaline pH of the gut of that Bacillus thuringiensis, this bacteria, which solubilizes the outer crystals. Okay, so now once it solubilizes the outer crystals, now inside it, it's a toxic insecticidal protein, which is useful, okay, to kill the other pest, right, to protect the plant. Now, how this works? The activated toxin binds. Now, this activated toxin binds to the surface of midgut epithelial cells and create pores that cause cell swelling and lysis and eventually cause the death of the insect. So this is how this bt cotton toxic insecticidal protein is present inside the crystals. Once it gets activated thus to the surface of the midgut epithelial cells, it creates pores that causes cell swelling, lysis, and eventually cause the death of the insect. So what you have to remember in bt cotton? So first it creates a crystals that contain a toxic insecticidal protein. Now this bt toxin protein exists as inactive prototoxins. Due to the alkaline pH of the gut which solubilizes the crystals is the reason why this toxin does not kill the bacillus. But now the activated toxin binds to the surface of midgut epithelial cells and create pores that cause cell swelling, lysis, and eventually cause death of the insect. So this is how this toxic insecticidal protein which is present in crystals works. So this was the bt cotton, that is bacillus thuringiensis. Now these strains, some strains of the bacillus thuringiensis produce proteins that kill certain insects such as lepidopterans. So this is a group that involves tobacco budworm and armyworm, coleopterans that is beetles, and dipterans that is flies and mosquitoes. So this is how these some strains of bacillus thuringiensis, and they kill these lepidopterans, coleopterans, and dipterans, and this is the working mechanism given below. Okay, so this was it. Now, as I already told you that Bacillus thuringiensis has Bt toxin genes that produce proteins inside the crystals. Now, the toxin is coded by a gene named CRY. So CRY, it's a gene name. Okay. Now, CRY1AC is an example of gene named CRY. CRY. Now there are number of now this gene produce the proteins. So for example the proteins encoded by the genes CRY1AC and CRY2AB. So these genes control the cotton bollworms and CRY1AB controls the cotton borer. So you have to remember that the proteins encoded by the genes CRY1AC and CRY2AB control the cotton bollworms and CRY1AB controls the cotton borer. Okay, these specific Bt toxin genes. Okay, so you have to remember this. CRY1AC, CRY2AB control the cotton bollworms and CRY1AB controls the corn borer. And the toxin is encoded by a gene CRY1AC named CRY. This statement is correct. These Bt toxins are insect group specific. So this was all about the Bacillus thuringiensis. Bacillus thuringiensis is a bacteria that has Bt toxin genes that produce crystals inside it. It's a insecticidal protein, toxic insecticidal protein, and once it's activated, it binds to the mid-cut epithelial cells and lyses and cause the death of the insect. So this is the mechanism. This is how Bt toxin insecticidal protein kills the insect, and the Bt cotton is a pest resistant plant.